A very good hitter. He can hit anywhere in the lineup you need him to. And here's Craig Stammen, first pitch of his third major league start, and it's down the middle but low. A hit per inning, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks so far. That ball ripped and just fouled by Aaron Rowan. So on time at 7:05, cloudy skies and 79 degrees, possible scattered thunderstorms in the forecast. It's been kind of dark over toward Reagan Airport behind us here today, but nothing so far, knock on wood. And Aaron Rowan is going to homer to lead off the series. And he has a 12-game hitting streak on the second home run given up by Craig Stammen. And that's Rowan's 6th of the year. Well, Rob Dibble, when the Nats were in San Francisco back in the middle of May, he was batting 6th and batting .226.
Well, and we've talked about this a lot, Bob. One of the reasons you don't throw changeups righty on righty, lefty on lefty is that ball was a changeup down and in on a righty, which is his sweet spot, his place where he likes it, and he just crushed it. So you kind of want to throw breaking balls down and away, fastballs up and in, but you never want to throw changeups down and in to a righty or a lefty.
Renteria rips one foul. He's hit a couple of homers this year.
Let's give you the scouting report on Mr. Stammen. Undiscovered territory. He's never faced the Giants before. Be like bread dough. Rise to the occasion. You are facing the reigning Cy Young Award winner from last year, Tim Lincecum. And relax, be the ball from that movie Caddyshack, where I think it's Chevy Chase going, just be the ball. You know, dance with who brung you. If you're a fastball pitcher, throw mostly fastballs. If you throw breaking balls, throw breaking balls. But just get some people out and get some wins for this team. Start doing the job is the basics here.
Nationals have given up their 53rd home run of the year. The Giants are last in the major leagues in homers with 27, but they've hit 3 in 4 games against the Nats. And that's no swing, says Tim Timmons down at first base.
Well, there's the new pitching coach, Steve McCatty, and from everything I've heard, and I haven't met him yet, but everybody says he's just a no-nonsense guy with all the youngsters in the minor leagues. Bobby was like, here's the ball, there's the mound, go get them, go get some outs. And, you know, that's the kind of pitcher he was, that's the kind of pitching coach he is, and he simplifies things. And I think that's what these kids need. They need simplification. Just go out, throw strikes, get some people out.
2-2 to Renteria. And Stammen.
That's a good pitch.
Maybe getting squeezed here a little bit early. Mark Wegner, 11-year veteran behind the plate. Tim Timmons, crew chief Jeff Kellogg, and Rob Drake on the bases. It's not a San Francisco lineup that scares you, but they did a lot of hitting against the Nats in San Francisco, winning 2 out of 3. In those 3 games, they scored 23 runs on 30 hits. They've scored the fewest runs in the league and hit the fewest home runs. 3-2 again to Renteria. That ball is ripped to straightaway center. Willie Harris going back. It stays in the park. He's got it about 390 feet away. Nationals are still at the bottom defensively in the league. Elijah Duke's back, and he's in right field tonight. Maybe just a matter of time before he patrols center again, where Willie Harris is. Josh Bard handled Craig Stammen at AAA, so they're working together here at the big league level. Good to see Elijah back after his rehab. And he was pretty hot with the bat when he got hurt. First pitch upstairs to Randy Wynn.
Well, he was great protection, too, behind Adam Dunn down there in the 5-hole. And hopefully he can get that back quickly. And they'll have to start pitching to Adam again.
Randy Wynn was 5 out of 11 against the Nats in that 3-game series at San Francisco. The Nationals did not see Tim Lincecum in that series. They had Randy Johnson beat until the bullpen gave one away. They were beaten by Matt Cain, although he didn't get the decision. And then the Nats were able to beat Barry Zito behind Chiron Martis. 1-1 to win the switch hitter, who's hitting .275. Some gas upstairs, and not too many hitters will catch up with that.
Well, his first start, he had great command. He was throwing all of his pitches for strikes right there. He set that up, a lot of off speed, and then you blow the 91 right by him. Another good pitch on the inner half.
And he goes with a breaking ball and misses. Another long count. Benji Molina is on deck. He's the Giants' primary power guy, but he's only hit 8 home runs. That ball slapped out to left center. Long run, Willie Harris, and he just can't get there. Then the ball hits his foot, picked up by Adam Dunn. It'll be a 1-out double by Randy Wynn. And the Giants have hit about 1,100 feet worth of fly balls to start this game.
Well, this is why it's so important you can get breaking balls over when you're behind in the count. This is a 3-2 sinker away. Randy Wynn recognizes it. He goes with the fastball to left center field, gets himself a double. But another thing our young pitchers have to learn is hitters' counts. A lot of times that's when you throw the changeup. That's when you throw the curveball.
Go soft.
Go soft, slow it down. Ray Miller, one of the best pitching coaches ever. That was his philosophy. It worked pretty well for Mike Mussina, who won 270 games in 20 last year.
Benji Molina hitting .254, and a bouncer to Ryan Zimmerman, who looks the runner back. Plenty of time with the catcher trotting down first, 2 outs.
Yeah, Benji didn't even get out of the box. He got jammed, got kind of hooked up in the batter's box and never really got out of there. So it was a pretty easy play for Ryan Zimmerman. But the bottom line is, regardless of what people may say or think about Randy St. Clair, it's not about the pitching coach. It's not about the hitting coach. These players have to be held accountable for what has happened over the first 50 games of the season. And people are going to lose their jobs. Managers, pitching coaches, you're hired to be fired at this level. But the players, you can't fire them. You can ship a few out and things like that, but at the end of the day, they've got to do the job.
Great pitch. He got Pablo Sandoval right off the end of the bat. Leadoff homer Aaron Rowan puts the Giants on the board. And 20 pitches, 13 strikes. Giants get on the board, and here come the Nats with their outstanding offense, which is Guzman leading off, but Nick Johnson hit .500. The series in San Francisco is when Nick really got it going about 3 weeks ago. He's had 16 multi-hit games on the year, and going back to that time at AT&T Park, he's hit safely in 17 of his last 20 ball games at a .351 clip. Elijah Dukes behind Adam Dunn, then Willie Harris. And here's Tim Lincecum, a young career still, Rob. He's 29-11 with a 3.14 ERA.
This kid's really good. He's not as big as you may think, but he pitches larger than 5'11", 170. And I like the awkwardness of his delivery. That deception has thrown off many a hitter.
He'll be 25 in 13 days. And when you look at Lincecum, he looks like he's 25 going on his sophomore year in high school. 1-0, 1.29 in 2 career starts against the Nats. And he's not a big kid, 5'11", 170. One of the Giants broadcasters, Mike Krukow, a former pitcher himself, shared with me that Lincecum really dislikes pitching in hot weather. Now things have cooled off a little bit, but it's been a very warm, muggy day here. And he's from Bellevue, Washington, in the Seattle area. He much prefers some of the cooler, damper conditions as he throws the ball in on guys' hands. It's almost impossible to walk Christian Guzman. This year in 164 at bats, he's walked 3 times.
Here's his delivery. He's got kind of an angle when he starts to lean, turns his back to you. Hitters hate that, and then he throws it about 95, 96. Great off-speed stuff.
Christian Guzman is 7 for his last 42. 3 of the first 4 Nationals hitters are slumping. 3-2 pitch. Guzman will slice this one, left field lined, and it will just reach the seats.
See the end result of the delivery right here. He's got great balance. You see him turn the head and the neck a little bit. It's a nice drop and drive from the legs. It's like a Tim Hudson or a Pedro Martinez. They just get the most. They're maximum effort guys. That's probably why he doesn't like it hot. He wears out quicker.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to watch tonight. If the Nats work the count like they usually do. Guzman is called out on strikes. And I think this first inning is a perfect example of one pitcher strike zone, a 3-start rookie, and another pitcher strike zone who has established himself.
Well, let's give you the 3-2 pitch track right here. It's right down Broadway on the inner half. That's a strike. Talking about the reigning Cy Young Award winner out there on the mound. This isn't a guy with, say, 3 starts. Our guy.
And that gets him to 500 strikeouts. Faster than any other Giant. This is only his 68th start. Jason Schmidt took 75 to get to 500 strikeouts, and Matt Cain 93 games to reach 500. That's the record for a player the Giants actually drafted, and that mark has just fallen. Here's Nick Johnson hitting .331. But here's what Nick Johnson has around him. Christian Guzman, Ryan Zimmerman, and Adam Dunn collectively are 13 for their last 89. And Nick will pull that ball just beyond the bag at first.
Let's give you the PNC scouting report. As I said before, he is your reigning Cy Young Award winner. Last year, 10.51 Ks per 9 innings. Not a homer. Allowed 11 home runs last year. He is tough to homer off of in 227 innings.
And you are allowed to go to your shoes while you're on the mound. If they're untied.
Just can't go to your mouth.
Right. 2-2 to Nick. They play him pretty well straight away. Rowan a couple of steps toward left center. Off speed pitch, and Johnson with a half swing. Other teams in the division. The Braves are hosting the Cubs. They've already given up a run. That's Wells and Kawakami down there. The Mets are at Pittsburgh just underway. And the Marlins are hosting Milwaukee. It's raining down in Florida. Nick Johnson fights one off, and another base hit. He's now hit safely in 18 of his last 21 games. Giants are the 6th best team in the league defensively. Edgar Renteria, 3 errors at shortstop, a former Gold Glove winner. Juan Uribe's playing a lot of third base these days, moving Pablo Sandoval over to the first base side. But guys like Rowand and Wynn and Benji Molina, very reliable veteran guys with the gloves. Ryan Zimmerman 2 for his last 23, now batting .319.
When he was a freshman in high school, he was 4'11" and 85 pounds.
Zimmerman?
Lincecum.
Oh.
Very tiny guy.
You're kidding me, right?
5'2", 100 as a sophomore. Boy, he's really filled out.
Hey, do you think some of those bullies who picked on him knew that he was going to have a 90-plus fastball someday?
No. Probably motivated him a lot.
I bet he's gotten the last laugh.
Oh, probably all the girls.
Now they're paying.
Call him a shrimpo, and no, I'm not going to go to the prom with you.
Well, you know what they're doing now, Rob? They're paying to come and see him play.
This is true. And with their husbands. I had a chance to date him, honey. Oh, you loser. I married you.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman. This first inning sounds like Days of Our Lives or something. Ryan offers and pulled the bat back. Sun's starting to peek out a little bit. Little breeze blowing, not much of a wind. It's out toward right field. And the ball carries well to right center in this park. Zimmerman takes it up and away, ball 3. And that's up and in. 2 on, 1 out. It's been a while since the Nationals have scored any runs in the first inning.
Well, how long?
I'm going to look that up for you right now. It might take a while, unfortunately. They did not score a first inning run on the road trip.
Okay, that's 6 games.
I'm back to 10, 11. Oh my. Oh my.
Okay, don't even tell me because I'll be depressed.
The last time the Nats scored in the first inning was May 17th when they got 3 in the bottom of the first against the Phillies in an 8-6 loss. That's 1 road trip and 1 homestand to go.
Okay, come on, let's go Nats.
Wow.
Let's not be slow starters today.
But this is a new month.
Yes, it is.
Adam Dunn 4 for his last 23, couple of home runs in that time. Still 3rd in the league in homers. And a foul ball off the catch of the glover. He's still 4th, the glove of the catcher, pardon me. And he's 4th in the league in RBIs with 44. It's interesting that with Dunn making more outs lately, he's no longer leading the league in walks. He's down to number 3. And a fly ball to right. It'll stay in the yard for Randy Wynn. Nick Johnson tagging. He'll go to 3rd. Zimmerman goes about a 1/3 of the way and comes back. And the runners will be at the corners with 2 outs. And a big chance for Elijah Dukes to come back from the DL, back from his rehab, and make an impact in his very first at bat. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, he had driven in 11 runs in 13 games at the time of his injury. Elijah has a birthday later this month. He'd like to get June started off in good fashion. 2 on, 2 out. Do you think Lincecum's likeness has that move on his video game?
I know. Isn't that the coolest commercial? And then Randy Johnson. Hey, could you get some clothes on that guy on the animated one? Well, and you bring that up. And the big unit will be trying to win game number 300 tomorrow.
Something about the Giants and the Nationals and history.
Yeah.
But there's something that cannot happen tomorrow night. Now, when Barry Bonds hit his 756 homer against the Nats August of '07, the Nationals won the game. Obviously, if Randy Johnson gets number 300 tomorrow night, the Nats can't spoil that, but they'll be trying to spoil the bid and keep him from doing so. 0-1 to Elijah. He rips it, and it hits the foot or the ankle of Nick Johnson. Nick was about 85 feet away when that ball smoked him.
That's why he's standing in foul territory. Because if he's in fair territory and gets hit, he's out. But right here, get out of the way, Nick. Ouch, that's going to hurt.
Looked like it got him right on the bottom of the spike, so he was smiling.
He's got those quick dancer's feet. All the way back to where he danced around the catcher about a month ago.
Pat Listat says, "Are you okay?" Then he gets about 15 feet behind him. Low and inside. It's been a night for leadoff homers in the National League East. Alfonso Soriano led off the game at Atlanta with his 13th. And here Aaron Rowan to lead off with his 6th. "28 pitches, first inning. And number 29 gets Duke swinging. 2 strikeouts for Lincecum, who gave up a hit and walked a batter. And the Giants lead 1-0. Introduced, and this is a 1-0 Giants lead. One of the questions that Mike Rizzo was asked by a reporter was, how much of an impact can you expect the pitching coach to make right away? Rob, when you look at the matchups for this series, it's going to be a baby step process.
Yeah, and Steve knows all these guys. They came through him down to the minor leagues. But look at Tim Lincecum, your reigning Cy Young Award winner, 29-11 start. You got Randy Johnson going for win number 300 tomorrow, almost 600 starts under his belt. So it's not about really worrying about who's facing our lineup. It's more or less having our pitchers face their lineup. They're not a very good hitting lineup. So you need to attack those hitters like you would at any level and go out there with your best stuff. And I think that's what Steve McCatty was brought in here to do. Guys, here's the ball. There's the mound. It hasn't changed since Little League. Go get these guys out.
And a 1-1 pitch to Fred Lewis. Fastball misses away.
But yeah, the inexperience, there's nothing Steve McCatty can do about that except just keep sending these guys out there every 5th day. You'll experience a lot of growing pains.
Christian Guzman backpedaling, and then Adam Dunn will call him off.
It's a good choice. You don't want to get run over by that freight train.
No.
But the bottom line is, listen, there's a lot of great young arms in here. They need to be accountable for what they do 3-4 times through a batting order. And no matter what kind of preparation you do, just let them go out there and play the game. Let them play, let them pitch, and hopefully that will turn this season around.
Juan Uribe, the third baseman. This guy's been around for a long time, 30 years of age. 247 for the White Sox last year in 110 games. And the Giants signed him as a minor league free agent back in January. He's been to postseason play with the White Sox. Drove in a couple of runs in the 05 World Series when they swept Houston. Rips one to third. Zimmerman, short hop. Beautifully done. 2 outs.
Well, if you like hockey goalies, here you go. Here's a slap shot. Boom. He's just going to pick that thing right up. Now he's got plenty of time. Make a strong throw to first. 2 outs.
That could be a pitch saver for Craig Stammen. And if he can get the number 8 hitter, DC native Emmanuel Burris, a chance for a quick inning here, and maybe the pitcher leads off in the third.
Well, and I like how quickly Stammen's working. You know, he's going out there, he's picking up his target, and he's throwing. And it's that good tempo is going to keep the defense on their toes.
Woodrow Wilson High School's Emmanuel Burris, 24-year-old switch-hitting infielder. Taken between the first and second round by the Giants as a sandwich pick back in 06. So he's only in his 4th professional season. And another pop-up left field way. Adam Dunn drifting to the line. A real nice comeback inning for Craig Stammen after a long top of the first. Harris, Bard, and Hernandez straight ahead.
Second inning. Now, their new pitching coach, Steve McCatty, spent the first 2 months of this season in AAA Syracuse, so he's a familiar face to a lot of the young pitchers on the staff.
We're going to go over guys, but I know you have certain abilities, that you have certain trust that you want to do, you're allowed to do it. Now, if I see something different and I talk to you about it and show you a different way, at least listen or have a reason why you did it, not just, well, and throwing a curveball in 6 pitches. Well, that's not good enough. But you just got to go out and have a better mental approach, a more aggressive, a more competitive, and the one-on-one, whatever you want to call it. Here we are, let's play hardball.
Steve brings an old school approach to the game, and John Lannon told me that it really helped for him to make the transition from AAA to the big leagues from the mental approach to the game. So I think that's something that a lot of these young guys are really going to take away from Steve McCatty, Bob.
Well said, Debbie, and up to 10 pitchers on this staff have been exposed to him. That is a foul ball by the bag by Willie Harris, who flirted with a double. Now, Rob, from what I just heard from Steve McCatty, I think Rob Dibble could pitch for him.
I could pitch for him because, you know, Debbie says he's old school. No, he's a realist. It's your job to go out and throw strikes. It's your job to go out and get people out. No matter how much preparation we do off the field, videotape, scouting reports, at the end of the day, you got to go get some outs. And we're almost dead last in every pitching category. And that's not Randy St. Clair's fault. That's the pitcher's fault. So I think that Steve puts it back on you. Go do your best. you're going to stay at this level. If not, you're going to go to a different level. So I think, you know, that's the approach he had as a major leaguer. That's the approach I had as a major leaguer. I think the best pitching coaches are ones that just say, listen, tighten up this, do that. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for you out on the mound.
Getting a chance to get acquainted during early batting practice this afternoon. And I talked to some ex-major leaguers, and that ball is driven by Josh Bard, and it is gone. His first home run as a National. And for Josh Bard, his 29th major league home run here in his 8th season in the big leagues, and this game is tied. He's now had 9 hits this year, 4 of them doubles, and this home run.
Well, this is the second home run allowed this season by Tim Lincecum. And there you see, down and in. That's the hitter's kitchen. That's where they like it. And he got all in there, and Josh Bard got all over it. Trying to get ahead. He's going to throw a 2-seam fastball that will ride back over the plate.
Anderson Hernandez with a base hit going the opposite way.
That was a nice at bat, though. Good approach.
Well, you know, that's really great coming out of the number 8 hole, because now Craig Stammen, who already has 1 major league sacrifice, going to get him to scoring position while making the second out.
And remember, I said this about the pitchers and the hitters. The hitters on our team have a great approach when they go to the plate. The pitchers need the same thing. Go out there, get ahead of the hitters, and then get them out with your best stuff. Stop doubting your best stuff. Stop going with your 3rd or 4th best pitch against a Ryan Howard or number 4 hitter in somebody's lineup. You can't pitch up here if you pitch like that.
Stammen pops it, and the ball is caught in the air, and getting back is Hernandez. So not a good bunt by Craig Stammen. A very good reaction by Benji Molina. And there had to be some communication there, Rob. That ball was not in the air long, and you've got your catcher heading right for your pitcher here.
Well, the first baseman sometimes, or maybe even the pitcher, saying Benji, 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 because you don't want a couple of guys diving for this. And this is how close. Look at the XMO on this. I think they may have had him.
Yeah, that was close.
But see, our XMO is 500 frames per second. The human vision is not, so we can see things the umpire can't.
If they ever find an umpire with that kind of vision, 500 frames per second, he'll never have a day off.
We needed it in New York. And the instant replay.
We just needed about 5 frames per second up there.
Anything, please.
Here's Guzman, who struck out looking first time up.
I think if we can get like 1 call a game, we're going to bust out of this losing streak. Just 1. We just want 1 like call to go our way.
Well, some fans would sit home right now and say, Rob Dibble, you just got one. Let's see what Guzman can do with it. Sometimes a 2-out double after a missed call will play to run all the way from first base. Hernandez can fly. Christian wanted to swing. Wow. And he's surprised that that was called a strike by Mark Wegner.
Well, he's got such a nice, slow and meticulous delivery, and then 98 explodes out of his hand. Right there you see 93, but I mean, when he's just kind of real slow and moving real slow, and then boom, it just pops out of his hand. It's tough to pick up as a hitter.
And with Hernandez running, Guzman fouls it.
And then he's got an excellent curveball, a very nice changeup. He got hurt with the 2-seam fastball, though, that he tried to run across the inside on that on a lefty. Usually you run that down and away. He tried to run that in on his knee and then across the plate. It cost him.
That was the Nationals' 58th homer of the year. Milwaukee's hit 59, the Phillies 71 to lead the league. 1-2, runner goes again. That ball's inside. That throw is late, and Anderson Hernandez goes into second base with his 4th steal of the year. He's now 4 out of 5.
Well, usually you get this on the pitcher, and there you see the high leg kick and then the leg drop by Lincecum. And that gives AH enough time to steal second.
And you know what I like about that? He's now in scoring position. That takes care of the bunt. Even if they throw him out, you have Guzman leading off in the third. Now a chance for a base hit to give you the lead. But he's going to hit it right at the second baseman, Emmanuel Burris. Nats will tie the game in the bottom of the second on Josh Bard's first home run as a Nat. And because Stammen had a 1-2-3 second with Josh Bard's help, he'll face the pitcher Lincecum here in the third. Lincecum, a rare bird who pitches right-handed but bats from the left side. He's 3 for 20 with a couple of RBIs this year. And he can handle the bat, 5 sacrifice bunts.
I was a rare bird like that. But I stunk at the plate. Threw right, hit left. Now you'd like this kid when he was in college. Underneath his cap inside, he had a little notch for every strikeout, and he had like 160. They were all meticulously put in there.
Wow.
So he pays attention to detail.
Adam Dunn's got it. And that's 6 in a row for Craig Stammen. Get your red on and check out the Grand Slam Flex Plan. 4 games, you get 1 free on top of that. 5 different plans to choose from. Pick your plan, your games, your seats. Get a free game. It's that easy. 202-675-NATS or visit nationals.com/Grand Slam. And you never know. You might come to the ballpark and Adam Dunn might hit one that night. He starts off Rowan, first pitch breaking ball after giving up the home run. Aaron Rowan, 6 homers this year. He's hit 112 in his 9-year career. 3rd year with the Giants. And his numbers were down a bit last year. Big ballpark, didn't have a whole lot of protection in this lineup. He hit just .271 with 13 home runs. One hopper, Christian Guzman. And the outs are coming much quicker for Craig Stammen. When Elijah Dukes was reactivated today, Kip Wells was put on the DL with a strained abductor. Scott Olson's rehab continues. Jesus Flores, still waiting to hear more on him. Roger Bernardino will be out for quite a while. The Nationals got Terrell Young back as a Rule 5 guy because he's injured. That happened last week.
I've been told there's an adductor as well.
This one again to short. Guzman has it, fires to first, and 8 in a row now for Craig Stammen since the Randy Winn double in the first. vote for Nats when it comes to the All-Star game. And they're standing up and waving their shirts and applauding some of our injured veterans who are here from the Walter Reed Medical Center tonight, as they are every night at the ballpark. Ryan Zimmerman has climbed up to number 2 in the voting at third base behind David Wright. There's some of our great guys. I've got the camos, the t-shirts, and the Nats caps. Bottom of the third, Nick Johnson. 1 for 1 already tonight. And now batting .335. This is really turning into a storybook couple of months for Nick. Oh, nasty pitch in the dirt. That's what Tim Lincecum can do to you when he gets you to 2 strikes. That'll be his 3rd strikeout of the night. Well, it's T-shirt Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wired Wednesday. Verizon Wireless presents it, and starring Ryan Zimmerman tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we'll cover the bases with Ross Detweiler, the young man from the St. Louis area who went to Missouri State and has worked his way to the big leagues this year. And of course, the reason we're doing that Thursday night, Ross is pitching against Matt Cain.
I'm going to read you something that my former doctor, Dr. James Andrews, and a Dr. Glenn Fleissig, they did a study on the human body, and the shoulder at its peak speed rotates forward at 7,000 degrees per second.
Yikes.
That is the fastest measured human motion of any human activity.
Zimmerman with a hot shot right at Emmanuel Burris. Wow.
They also said the shoulder and the elbow bear the equivalent of about 40 pounds of force pushing down. They tried this on a cadaver's ligaments, and they blew apart after 40 pounds of force. So everything a pitcher is doing is against nature in the shoulder and elbow compartment. And this guy is exceptional. He didn't even ice after the game. I used to ice even before I went out on the field.
Yeah, wait till he's 34. He'll be icing. He's 13 days away from his 25th birthday.
Yeah. I don't know. He doesn't even look old enough to have an adult beverage.
That ball driven by Adam Dunn, deep left center, and it one hops at the 377 mark. Adam Dunn is starting to show us that in this ballpark, he likes that out there. He hit his grand slam against the Orioles about 40 feet beyond that. And that's a 2-out extra base hit.
Well, the key right here is this is a 4-seam fastball about 95 away. Here's our Exmo camera. And he just sits on it and takes it that way, does not try to pull it. He's supplying the power, the pitcher, with that 95. You just got to make contact. It's going to go.
Here's Dukes. Struck out swinging first time up. So Elijah's up there with a second 2-out RBI opportunity. Struck out with Johnson at third, Zimmerman at first in the first. And here in the third, a chance to give the Nats a lead with a base hit.
More importantly, though, having Elijah back gives us a little bit more speed in the outfield. May eventually lead the pitchers to be a little bit more comfortable with better defense out there.
Ooh, that was a hanging breaking ball. He was out ahead of it. Well, when Willie Harris is in center field, there's speed there.
Yep.
But with Dunn and Willingham at the corners, you're right, Rob, the gaps become susceptible.
And I just hope Justin Maxwell goes down and shortens up a few things on his swing, starts taking some breaking balls the other way, because I know that the Braves sent Jordan Schaefer down, who was just hitting over 200, even though he had great speed, was a decent defensive player. They're having trouble with their power numbers in their outfield.
Dukes pulls that one right beyond the reach of Juan Uribe. The Nats get a break. Dukes to second, and it's 2-1 Washington. That just looked like he fanned on it.
That might be the break we're talking about. Right here, Elijah gets out in front of a breaking ball, sticks the bat out, and it just goes under the glove of Uribe, who's actually put on a few pounds over the years when he used to play shortstop with the White Sox. So for me, you got to get down, get dirty if you're an infielder, and right there he didn't get the glove low enough and it squeaked underneath. Good for us.
They haven't posted an error yet, but you think it has to be one. And here's Willie Harris, who flied to left his first time up after just missing a double over the first base bag.
We haven't seen a lot of breaking balls, and you'll probably see a lot more of them the second trip through here, but that's an excellent breaking ball that Lincecum owns. Instead of being, say, 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, his is more of a 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. He can throw that down and in on lefties.
Well, it took him a while to decide, but it is an error on Uribe.
I think they were looking to see if he got any leather on it.
I think the only leather he got on it was his shoe.
He kicked it.
And a swing and a foul on a breaking ball in the dirt. Willie Harris in the hole, 1-2. Lincecum came into this game with a 3.03 ERA. And that doesn't quite put you in the top 10 in the league. That run will be unearned, and any more runs in this inning the same. 1-2 to Willie, and he swings through a pitch up. So the Nats get a break, scoring an unearned run. It all came with 2 outs after the Dunn double. Because 68 years ago today, we lost the great Lou Gehrig of the Yankees, a 7-time All-Star, played on 6 World Series champion teams, a 2-time American League MVP. He played in 2,130 consecutive games, and then a myotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, now called Lou Gehrig's disease, finally ended his life. A great Yankee, a great citizen, a baseball Hall of Famer, Lou Gehrig, June 2nd, 1941. And Wally Pipp had no idea that day he took the day off he would be replaced at first base in New York, and 2,130 games later, Lou Gehrig was still there. Amazing. Out to shortstop off the bat of Randy Wynn, and Craig Stammen continues to mow down the Giants here. Stammen, by the way, threw 3 innings, 38 pitches, 22 strikes. And that's something considering he threw 20 in the first inning. Lincecum is up to 60 pitches already with 40 strikes in only 3 innings of work. Here's Benji Molina, and he bounced out to Zimmerman early in the count back in the first. Had the Nationals been able to pitch better against the Giants in San Francisco and win another ball game or two, they would have come home with a 5-3, maybe a 6-2 road trip. But the Giants did some uncharacteristic hitting in that series for being the lowest producing team in the National League. And Josh Bard will tag out Molina after the strikeout by Stammen, his first of the game.
Here's that great curveball by Stammen. 0-2 pitch. This is where you want it, down on the ground. Molina can't lay off of it because it just looks so juicy. I want to swing at it. It's in the ground.
Bases empty, 2 outs. Pablo Sandoval next. Some of these Giants have some interesting numbers, like Sandoval, who's hitting .371 at home, but only .224 away from AT&T Park.
He doesn't like room service.
Great changeup. And that's not exactly known as a hitter's haven out there either.
No.
Fred Lewis is at .243 on the road and over .300 at home. So something about that ballpark makes these Giants very comfortable. Fastball up and away.
Well, you saw what Stammen was doing right there. Changeup, fastball. It's a lot of the stuff that Santana did to us when we were in New York.
And a fly ball to left that Adam Dunn is tracking. And that is 11 in a row for Craig Stammen. He'll bat third after Bard and Hernandez. Craig Stammen pitching well. We've had a couple of solo homers in this game from Aaron Rowand and from Josh Bard. But you know, Rob, it's a new month. Going to the bottom of the fourth inning, Nats on top 2-1. Craig Stammen pitching well. A couple of solo homers in the game, but you know, it's a new month, a new series, a new homestand. So if you can beat Tim Lincecum tonight, the Nats are onto something here.
Well, that was one of the things I brought up, Bob. I said, listen, if he can go out there and rise to the occasion, you're going up against one of the best. He was the best last year. He's one of the best this year. You know, and you raise your game another level. That's what everybody's going to have to do here in Washington. Raise your game up a little bit. You got a future Hall of Famer starting tomorrow night, and then Matt Cain 6-1 starting the third night. So you got to go out there and do your job now and start pitching against the competition, not against yourself, not against the scouting reports, but with your best stuff. And Craig Stammen, he's keeping him off balance. Changeups, fastballs, he's doing a great job. And right now he's going tit for tat with Tim Lincecum.
And Josh Bard last time up surprised everybody with 1 out after Aaron Rowand had led off the ball game with a home run, his 6th of the year. But then the Nats didn't expect Josh Bard to leave the yard, and he did. 29th career home run that tied the game. And then the Nats got the unearned run on the error by Juan Uribe and lead it 2-1.
Well, and that's the whole thing. It's you got to find a comfort level, and our hitters have had kind of a comfort level all year. The pitchers have not. Now it's time for the pitchers to step up and start doing their thing. Got 110 games left. Go out there, have some fun, see how far back into this thing we can get. Just a question of guys just going out and just forgetting the past and go out there and let it happen. 3-2. Here's a great pitch. Change up on the outer half.
Josh Bard buckled. Didn't like the call from Mark Wegner. It caught the top of the pitch track. And here's Anderson Hernandez, who singled and stole a base this first time. Looks like Anderson has a pretty good left field idea tonight. And that's what the Nats need him to do, slap the ball around. He's batting around .315 now over his last 27 games.
Well, if you think about it, too, though, Lincecum, 3 of his 4 pitches, especially to lefties, are going to go away from them. The only one that's going to come in is the curveball. And that, if you recognize that, just lay off of it. There was a nice changeup he threw over. But for Anderson, a younger player, try to subtract a pitch here out of the 4 he throws for strikes and smack it into left field.
Close enough to be swinging, and Marquise Grissom, after seeing what happened to Nick Johnson on the other side, was bailing on that. Oh-2. Look at him serve that ball to left field. Went down and got it. And a 2-for-2 night from the number 8 hitter in the Nationals batting order. Now here's Craig Stammen with a second opportunity to bunt him to second.
Well, what was crazy is he got nothing but changeups and then finally got a curveball right there. The curveball was right off the dirt, or you'd say off the turf, and he just smoked that thing into left field over the shortstop's head. But Anderson Hernandez has a great approach tonight.
With those 2 hits, Hernandez now batting .285. And you know, he made a really good base running play the first time up when Stammen popped up that bunt. That puts the runner in no man's land on a bunt situation. For him to get back to the bag and make that thing close was very good. He easily could have been doubled off. And according to our replay, might have been. But the Nats got the call from Tim Timmons. He did proceed to steal second base, but then stayed there as Guzman grounded out to end the inning. Stammen with a very good bunt if it stays fair, but it doesn't. It hit the lip of the grass and then made a right turn. Frost brewed Coors Light brings you the Freeze Cam, the world's most refreshing beer. Watch it. Did he get back?
Well, we're going to freeze it right there. And I don't think he got back, but we won't tell anybody. We'll send the umpire a case of Coors Light. There you go. Thanks. Nice call. Freeze it.
When you've lost 15 of your last 17, you'll take every break this game presents, including a ball that went right under the glove of the third baseman that gave the Nats a run. You'd still want him bunting with 2 strikes. That's not good. 2 outs. You'd rather have that than have him swing away and hit into a double play. 6 strikeouts for Lincecum now, including 3 of the last 4.
Well, we need to get this guy going. He's our major table setter. This team goes a lot better with Christian getting on than Nick coming up. Makes things happen. Plus, it gets the pitcher all nervous. Speed always makes a pitcher uncomfortable.
Guzman 7 for 44 now. 0 for 2 tonight. As Manny told us on Thursday, he's got a thumb problem that's been bugging him. He did not play Saturday and Sunday in Philadelphia. Then he had a day off yesterday. Nothing looking wrong with that swing. Pretty quick on the trigger.
Hey, he's not even nearly as bad as Big Papi in Boston. He's 4 for his last 40 with 1 ribby. So our guys aren't that bad. You don't have to look far. There's somebody else that's worse.
You think some of the Red Sox fans are missing Manny because of that?
No. Jason Bay has been phenomenal up there.
Yeah.
In fact, Jason Bay's got another home run tonight. No, but they would like Big Papi to start doing something. Sometimes you just get old. Your game starts to dissolve. It's just the $12 million he's making. Well, he's not hitting.
I had to laugh at something you said on the radio today. You said sometimes you get old and stinky.
Yeah, you do. you know, people get old and smell and stinky. And he even said it. He goes, "I stink right now." And that was a month ago. In his last 10 games, he's got 4 hits.
We'll see if Hernandez tries to steal second base again here. He's holding. Guzman takes a pitch up and in. Hernandez got back to the bag. He jumped away from the tag and then threw his right foot out and got back on before Sandoval could tag him.
Oh, Molina is so ticked right here. Benji Molina picks off Anderson Hernandez right there sleeping. But Anderson Hernandez does a little two-step and gets away from Sandoval. It's like, this is amazing. Look at this.
Yeah, if he doesn't do that, he's out.
That's athleticism. But Nick does that. Nick's got feet like that. Okay, maybe not that good. But he danced away from that catcher. Yeah, this is coming back to the bag. You know you're dead to rights, and then you just jump over the tag of Sandoval. You got to be young to do that. I don't think we could do that, Bob.
We could, but how many things would pull on a play like that?
Our adductor muscles.
Guzman takes it up and in. Anderson Hernandez appears to have several lives at first base tonight. They've had him out twice, and he's still there.
Oh, that look said everything, though, on Benji Molina's face. He was not happy. He still wants a piece of Hernandez.
Yeah. Those Molina boys like to throw the ball around.
Yep.
There he goes. On a pitch outside, a walk. 2 on, 2 out for Nick Johnson.
Wow. He only had 19 walks given up this year. Lincecum coming into tonight, and he's got a couple already, and Dave Righetti's going to run out and ask him what's going on.
Yeah, he just said, you walked a guy who's walked 3 times this year.
What's wrong with you? Are you okay? You feeling okay?
Hey, Christian Guzman will take first base any way he can get it. He hasn't been there much lately. And Nick Johnson will be the hitter.
Bob, I do have a promo.
I wait with bated breath.
It's Thanksgiving in June food collection. Join us at Nationals Parks June 5th through the 7th for the Nationals' 4th annual Thanksgiving in June food collection. Fans may drop off non-perishable food items at the center field gate from gate opening through the 4th inning. All food collected will benefit the Capital Area Food Bank.
Well done, sir. They're getting all my broccoli and squash.
That's nice.
Stuff's great. Nice. That's great.
And they're not getting my frozen pizzas.
Those are perishable.
You're right. And I'm going to go home and eat some tonight. Kidding. I need the wife to come back.
And a breaking ball for a strike to Nick, who has singled and struck out swinging. The Nationals could increase their lead here in the bottom of the 4th. They've out-hit the Giants 5-2, leading 2-1.
I bet Nick could sneak one by Sandoval.
He goes left field way, and Fred Lewis is right there. That'll do it for the Nats, who've stranded 6 base runners already. They've had chances against Lincecum and lead him by 1. Giants 2-1. Look at Teddy. Big lead in the Geico President's Race. I do believe he cut across the outfield. And even with a shorter route, he still blows it. Thomas, Abe, and Thomas breaks the tape. His 8th of the year.
All right, but Teddy's getting closer.
There's a base hit up the middle. Fred Lewis, and the 5th inning is underway for the Giants. Fred Lewis got to first base a lot quicker than Teddy finished that race. So Abe has 11 wins, Tom 8, George 7, and Teddy, he would have none.
Well, it's a get me over breaking ball right there, and Freddie Lewis is just sitting on it. Smacks it back up the middle.
First Giants hit in the last 12 batters. Here's Juan Uribe, the third baseman, robbed by Zimmerman first time up on a wicked one-hopper.
All right, you want to work ahead against this bottom of the order right here. Help yourself out.
The bottom 4 hitters have a total of 6 home runs, not including the pitcher. 5 through 8. That ball ripped into left. Little one-hop to Adam Dunn. First and second, nobody out. Giants attacking Stammen now early in the count.
Well, and he got behind Uribe, and then he has to come in 1-0, throw a fastball. You hurt yourself, and Uribe made you pay. But he didn't jack a home run off you. So you really have to, you know, like you said, know the bottom of the order. They got 6 homers. They're not going to kill you. Attack them.
Here's Burris with no homers. Flied to left first time. There is a group here from Woodrow Wilson High School tonight cheering on their most famous baseball alum. He's hitting .347 on the road this year. Rips it to left center. Right there's Willie Harris. That's a big out with the pitcher coming up. And another Giant going after the balls very early in the count.
Very nice.
He was only averaging 12 pitches per inning coming into this 5th inning. Nationals right behind the young Oakland A's. Ahead of the young Orioles, the Blue Jays. Then quite a drop-off down to the Rays and Atlanta. Nationals will see that Tampa Bay ball club at the end of next week. Lincecum flied to left first time. He can handle the bat. Drops it down. There's a play at third, but Stammen never looked.
No, take
Maybe
the out.
his catcher was hollering 1-1-1.
Yeah.
So the sacrifice is good. Second and third, 2 outs.
Well, the one thing the Nationals have to do, just get back to simple, fundamental baseball. Take the out when they give it to you. Right here, Lincecum hits it back to you. You could try to do a great play to third or take the sure out to first. He almost threw it away.
Yeah, I hate to see them throw those lollipops over there. So here's Aaron Rowand with 2 on, 2 out.
I've told you that story. Pete Rose hated that I did that on pickoff moves. Made me go to a backfield all day one day, bucket after bucket, throw the ball to first base. Hated that. Because I didn't want to throw the ball away. So it wasn't a phobia. I didn't want to throw the ball away. He's like, you're going to throw the ball at first. Stop that pickoff move lollipop because you don't fool anybody.
Who is your first baseman?
Nick Kasaski, and Nick hated me after that because he had to stand there with me.
And then you're firing fastballs over there.
Exactly. I mean, first week of spring training, Ron Oster would always say, hey, Dibble, calm down, Charlton, and everybody. Because we would throw it 95 to second base, turn in the double play the first week. They're all older and established. You're like, you don't have to show off for everybody.
Oh, great changeup on 2-0. Yeah, they're telling you guys to relax. Then you relax and you're on the back field for the whole day. Don't listen to those guys. Well, I thought when Nick Kasaski went to Boston, he was going to hit 40 home runs at Fenway. Didn't work out for him.
You get that vertigo.
2 balls and 1 strike to Rowand. 1 for 2 with a homer. Stammen, another off-speed pitch. 3-1. First base is open. And maybe at this stage of their respective careers, you'd rather take your shot against Edgar Renteria than Aaron Rowand. Although Renteria is one of the best 2-out RBI guys in the league this year. There's ball 4. The ball gets away. And the Giants score, and now they're going to score again. Oh, my. On a ball 4 to Rowand, the Nationals give up 2 runs. It'll probably be 1 run on a wild pitch and the other one on a throwing error by Josh Bard.
It's unfortunate. Josh Bard tried to make a superhuman play right here instead of maybe just eating the ball. Right there, kicks off his shin guard, which is hard, rock hard plastic, so it goes a long way away from him. Freddie Lewis has amazing sprinter speed, but then you throw that underhand throw right over Stammen's head, and Uribe comes in to score. So right here, it's all caused by that throw, which was unnecessary.
Here's Renteria, wild first.
Wild pitch, E2. You don't see that every day. 2 runs come in.
Unreal.
As I said before, fundamental baseball.
Nationals make their 49th error of the year, and this is game number 50. Renteria lines one to right center. That'll probably make those runs earned. All the way over to third is Aaron Rowand, and the Giants have another threat going here.
Well, we talked about this too with Stammen. I mean, you get behind on Rowand, you end up walking him. Nothing good came of that whole at bat because he hit a home run off of the changeup early to start off the game, and now you're paranoid. You know what? You come back the next time and say, hey, do it again. Let me see if you can hit my changeup out again. Let's see how good you really are. You need to start challenging the hitters and see if they're better than you are. It's how you measure yourself.
He's got to get this guy, Randy Winn, to keep the Giants from leading by 2 or more. Winn 1 for 2 with a double and a ground ball to short, so he's gone the other way twice. That ball was foul tipped.
He got away with that one, but it worked. Overthrew his curveball. Winn swung underneath it.
And Winn rips it up the middle. This is what the Giants will do to you. They got a bunch of line drive singles hitters, and now they've put 4 hits together, around a walk and some bad defense here in the 5th inning. And Steve McCatty's going to make his first ever visit to the mound as the Nationals pitching coach.
Well, and I think Steve's going to say, hey, listen, you're hurting yourself here. You're getting too much of the plate when you get ahead, and when you get behind, you're getting too much of the plate. Make good pitches early in the count so that they have to chase your out pitches later. But you can just see the tone from McCatty. It's just, he's right in your face. You're better than this. Let's go.
First and second, 2 outs. Benji Molina will be the 8th Giant to bat in this inning. So they have 4 of their 6 hits here.
But we cannot afford to give teams extra outs in an inning.
And I think our young pitchers have learned that pitches you get away with over the plate in Harrisburg and Syracuse do not wash here.
No.
Off speed, he's gone 2-0 again.
Julian Tavares is up already in the pen.
And the Nats bullpen, of course, a man short with Kip Wells DL'd today.
Well, I'm not a big fan already of Craig Stammen throwing changeups to righties. You have to make sure that ball is down and in the dirt and cannot be hit out. And Rowand already hit one of them out today.
And I think part of your point is, to a right-hander, that's a ball moving into him, not away from him like a lefty.
That's a gift. That's you know, that's Christmas come early, or Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa. Thanks a lot. You don't want to help the hitters at all. You want to make their job just miserable up there.
Fastball down, and Molina skies it to Willie Harris in right center. Not a great inning for the Nats. 3 runs all earned by the Giants, and now they lead 4-2.
Giants with 3 runs in the top of the 5th. Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight with an extra update. And today, of course, a very tough day. Randy St. Clair relieved of his duties as the Nationals pitching coach, replaced by Steve McCaddy. Acting General Manager Mike Rizzo had some thoughts on the pitching change.
With Steve coming into the picture with the knowledge of a lot of the guys that have gone through Syracuse, that I think that we can even bring more of a stabilization to the bullpen.
And Ray, we saw Steve McCaddy make his first trip to the mound in this inning.
Yeah, and Dib said he was a little bit more in your face, animated. Yes, no doubt about it. And you know, for all those fans out there that are bemoaning this and the players that are bemoaning the change, the fact is, Johnny, when you lose as much as we've lost, Mike Rizzo, as he said when he sent down Cabrera, he was tired of looking at it. And that's exactly the way I'm sure he feels about the whole pitching staff. And he certainly wasn't tired of looking at Randy St. Clair. But the point, very clearly, they want this ball team to win. They want some changes made. They want some improvement made. And the only way you're going to do it is make changes.
Oh, there's work to be done. Let's go back upstairs to Bob and Rob.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll look forward to your Nats extra post game.
Well said, Johnny and Ray.
And here's Ryan Zimmerman taking strike 1. Zimmerman a walk and a ground ball that he hit sharply to second. Everybody in the league is playing Ryan Zimmerman up the middle, although the Giants aren't playing as far up the middle as Chase Utley was for Philadelphia over the weekend. But Ryan hits the ball that way a lot on the ground, and now it's 0-2. Zimmerman 2 for his last 24.
We're seeing a lot more breaking balls at this time through the batting order from Lincecum.
So he didn't tip his hand first time around, huh?
Nope, because he thinks, and I think that pitchers should think this, that he just needs 1 or 2 pitches to get you out the first trip through.
And a 2-hopper to Edgar Renteria. Ladies' Night's coming up on Thursday, presented by Hard Times Cafe. Rooftop pregame party kicks off at 4:30. Player appearances, complimentary massages, manicures, product samples, food, beverage, and more. And vendors will be on hand to show you some of their jewelry, handbag, and cosmetics. The all-inclusive happy hour and game tickets, only $30. Nationals.com/Ladies Night or call 202-640-7646. Rob and I trying to think of a way to crash that.
Ladies Night?
Hey, it said player appearances.
I'm no player. I do know a couple of guys that think they're players.
You don't think if we bring our Mass and Mike flags, they'll be impressed?
No.
Rats. Adam Dunn 1 for 2 with a double, a run scored. He gets under this one. Twilight time. That ball's up there somewhere. And Wanya Rebate had to come about 50 or 60 feet over from where he was playing by shortstop. 2 outs.
There's that sky. Easy to lose the ball up in there. Now, didn't one of the camera crew in New York say the ball Adam Dunn hit there or maybe it was Philly, was the highest ball they've ever seen. It went over the top of the stadium. It was in Philadelphia.
Really?
Yeah, it was caught, but the camera crew said it was the farthest ball or highest ball they've ever seen there. He's a big boy. He can hit it a long way.
Well, if you want to get some accuracy on history, you'd go to a camera guy. They know what they're talking about. They're the ones tracking those things. And a 1-1 to Dukes. He's 0 for 2, but he did hit the ball sharply enough to get under the glove of Juan Uribe last time. Nationals only 2 hits since the second inning. Duke's hanging tough here. Rob, you really get the feeling now that Lincecum is getting himself into a groove. The only thing that might stop him is a 91 pitch count with 2 outs in the 5th inning.
You know, he's just got all of his pitches working. He's so difficult to get a read on because, like I said, now he's throwing 2-seam fastballs, 4-seam fastballs, changeups, and that big curveball.
He's given up 10 hits twice this year in his 10 starts, and in no other start did he give up more than 6.
Got about a little bit of his foot on the first base side of the rubber there. So lefties have to be very uncomfortable. It looks like he's standing in the middle of their batter's box throwing at them. I don't know. If I'm a righty, I may move towards the plate a little bit because he's trying to get his breaking ball, because that's where I used to stand. He's trying to get his breaking ball to go way off the plate, down and away from a righty. Not kidding anybody. There you see Dukes up on the plate.
There's a big breaking ball that he cannot reach. Lincecum, 7 strikeouts. He leads by 2. Top of the 6th coming up. The Giants 4, the Nationals 2. Airlines, book your next trip at southwest.com. Beautiful night in our nation's capital. 79 degrees at game time, a little on the muggy side. There we go, top 6. Sandoval, Lewis, and Uribe for the Giants against Craig Stammen, throwing his 65th pitch of the night here. There goes the bat, there goes the ball, and Guzman has neither. Right off of his glove. That could be his 7th error of the year. And that would be 2 for the Nats tonight, getting them up to 50.
50-50.
Or should I say down to 50.
This is a great pitch right here by Stammen off the end of the bat. Crushes it. And Christian Guzman can't find it and can't pick it up.
And that'll be the Nats' 2nd error of the night. Guzman, 7th of the year. The Nationals' 4 starters on the infield tonight. have 23 errors. Well, 24 now if you count the first by Josh Bard. Fred Lewis with a base hit last time. He got their rally going with a leadoff single in the 5th. Pretty good 0-2 pitch.
Well, once you go around the league, one time, you start getting some more pitches. Let's see how many pitches the big unit might get tomorrow night. He could be the last 300 game winner for a long time, maybe in our lifetime.
And this one out to left center for Willie Harris.
We got a guy there.
One out. The Cal Ripken All-Stars hosting the Valley League All-Stars, the Mid-Atlantic Classic, July 15th in Waldorf. Stars of Tomorrow live on Mass and HD at 7:05. Home Run Derby 5:30. Admission free. Your donation will be accepted. Ripken Senior SR collegebaseball.org or 410-588-9900 for more info. Here's Juan Uribe, 1 for 2. Came in batting .304.
Did you see the play that Jabba Chamberlain made last night?
I heard about it. I have not seen it.
He dove. He's a big boy. He dove and caught a ball. It was pretty funny. Got up, started getting all emotional.
Well, at least he kept it in the ballpark.
Well, it blows my mind.
That ball gets by the mound, it might leave.
I know, but they're just, you know. Well, he had to run towards the third base line and towards the dugout to dive and catch it. Nobody had a chance at it. And he got up and he was all excited.
And by the way, the Rangers are at that launching pad starting a series tonight. That ball is ripped fair into the corner. Sandoval heading for third. The ball doesn't come out for Adam Dunn. And the Giants heading a runner home here. And they lead 5-2. That's the man who reached on the Guzman error. Boy, Uribe really hit that ball hard. That'll be his 9th RBI of the year.
This is a mistake down and in right here to Uribe. Boom. He just smokes it down the left field line. Then it gets stuck in the corner, and Sandoval, who's not a very quick man, does make it around the base right here. Almost gets thrown out at home, but he makes it.
An on-target relay might have had him.
He's chugging right there.
Nothing Josh Bard could do.
No.
Now a runner at second, 1 out for Emmanuel Burris, who's flied out twice.
And I was also going to say the Yankees have gone 18 games without making an error and are now in first place.
Boy, that must be a great feeling. Julian Tavares up for the 2nd time tonight. Nelson Cruz of Texas is homered tonight. And in that ball game, the Rangers lead the Yankees 3-2. Texas is a story.
Yes, they are.
10 games over 500, leading the West by 4.5 over the Angels.
And their pitchers' ERAs are in the mid-3s. They're doing a great job under their new president, Nolan Ryan, and new pitching coach, Mike Maddox.
Those are uncharted waters for the Texas Rangers. Ever since they left this town in the early 70s.
They got some issues, though. Josh Hamilton just went back on the disabled list. A bad groin. They're doing it without him. They got their right fielder, though. He's got like 14 home runs and a bunch of RBI. I think his name's Nelson Cruz. Where'd that kid come from?
And a 2-0. Little flare. Guzman will get back on it. 2 outs. And Lincecum will be the batter.
One thing the Rangers have always had is offense.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They're #1 in offense last year. Dead last in pitching.
And when you play in Texas, and there are some serious thunderheads out beyond right field. Just saw some lightning flashing out there over toward the eastern end of the district and on into Maryland. But I mean, I worked there for 4 years, and once it gets to be about this time of the year, you'll look at the stadium clock at game time. It'll be anywhere from 102 to 109 degrees, and then you'll look up at 9 o'clock and it'll be down to 104. So it's extremely hot there. The ball carries well, but there's always been a theory that everyday players and some of the pitchers, by the end of the summer in Texas, they just really run down and wear out.
I just think it sucks the life out of them by the end of the year. It's so hot down there.
And Bobby Valentine, manager, they took BP in their nice little Texas Rangers blue shorts, and that was regular BP after the gates were open too.
My last year in '96, when I was with the Marlins, they had in the middle of dead summer and the humidity in Miami, we had all black outfits. We took batting practice.
That makes sense.
T-shirts and shorts, and it's like, okay, I'd rather wear my full uniform than wear the black shirt and the black shorts.
Right.
So then after I left and then they won the World Series, they wore like gray and white shorts. I think they just want to see my really pasty white legs.
They are something to see. Out to short. Guzman nonchalants that ball. And the Nats are out of the inning, but the Giants get an unearned run because of an error, and they lead the Nats by 3. Hernandez for the Nats, down by 3 now after leading 2-1. Aflac trivia. He's coming. Here he is. Cue him. Aflac. 4 pitchers won the Cy Young Award in their first full big league seasons. Which 4?
Well, the one that's out there right now.
Well, Lincecum's one of them because he had 24 starts in '07, but
not a full year.
That would probably not be considered a full season. Man.
First full year.
I'm feeling good about one of our picks.
I think Don Newcomb could be one.
In-game box score for the Nats, not a whole lot to show. Only RBI, Josh Bard with a homer tonight.
I think Don Newcomb was Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, and MVP all in the same year.
And Willie Harris hooks one into the right field corner. He's thinking 3, but the ball is dug out quickly by Randy Wynn with a good play.
Never make the first or last out at third. I don't know why they say that, but that's like the oldest thing in baseball.
Yeah. But my point is the runner's going to third until this third base coach holds up the hands and stops him.
I agree. And here's the Exmo. Bang! It's got to feel nice to hit the ball like that. Then you got to go run. Saw Willie kind of pick up Pat Listash as he was coasting into second base.
Here's Josh Bard.
Well,
bullpen is empty now, but Tavares has warmed up twice. So if they hit for Stammen 3 spots from now, Julian Tavares probably would just need his 8 tosses on the mound to be ready. And that pitch is upstairs to Bard, who's homered and struck out looking. But Josh is not a home run hitter. We know it. He knows it. He's trying to get a base hit here. That one have a chance to fall. It will. And hustling over to third base, Willie Harris. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And Anderson Hernandez has gone that way twice for hits. Josh. Oh, it's not Josh. It's Ronnie Belliard walking to the on-deck circle now to hit next. Manny Acta said today that Josh Willingham was a little bit beat up after his weekend in Philadelphia. Wasn't feeling very well. Ronnie Belliard did have a pinch hit home run in that series. All right, you have to score at least a run here. Giants are back for the double play. And Hernandez will hit into one. But the ball is thrown away by Edgar Renteria. And the Nats get a break. And Anderson Hernandez, with a run scoring, will end up at second base.
Maybe that's the break we need.
That is a very rare occurrence from a reliable shortstop, Renteria.
Well, I don't think right there Bard gets down a little bit early. But Hernandez's speed, I pretty much think, was the reason for that. Because Renteria, as you said, normally very dependable, tried to rush that throw.
So Stammen's done for the night. Here's Belliard, and Ronnie goes up pumping. Runner going to third without a play. Stolen base, Hernandez. Boy, you got to like that with one out. Anderson Hernandez 2 for 2 stealing bags tonight.
Well, and that's a good time to go to. You got a right-handed hitter up. It's very hard for Molina to throw around him or over him or behind him. And with that tough pitch, Sergio Romo.
Belliard flies to right center. Is it deep enough? Rowan catches. It is deep enough, and it's a 5-4 game.
Oh, that was a no throw by Aaron Rowan.
I'm a little surprised Aaron Rowan caught that ball flat-footed. Rob, he could have laid back, had some momentum coming in, and made a strong throw to home. So the Nats get a gift.
Right here you see not Willie Harris, Anderson Hernandez tagging up. Aaron Rowan, I think, realizes the speed of Anderson. He's going towards right field. He really didn't have a good line on that ball to throw him out or even attempt it.
Easy tapper by Guzman, who's 0 for 3 and 7 for his last 45. Nats get 2. It's a 1-run game. To you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. And by PNC Bank. PNC leading the way. Beautiful night at our ballpark. First base gate down there on Potomac Avenue. Hi, guys. Hope you're having a great time at the ballpark. They might be rooting for Emmanuel Burris tonight.
Possibly. All right, I got to guess. Palmer, Seaver, Clemens, besides Lincecum.
Okay.
That's my guess. I think Clemens is one.
Doc Gooden.
Wow.
Brett Saberhagen in 85.
That's right. Lincecum and Gooden are locked up because of the strikeouts and the Cy Young. Valenzuela.
And for Fernando.
And
a big breaking ball by Julian Tavares, top of the 7th underway, to Aaron Rowand.
All right, we got McDougal and Balone warming up in our pen.
Another breaking ball. Second pitch in a row right there, and Aaron Rowand punishes him for that. Aaron Rowand's on base 3 times tonight. This guy looks like the next great leadoff hitter in the National League. As a leadoff hitter, Aaron Rowand is now 20 for his last 51. So since Bruce Bochy put him there, he's batting .392. There's
Double
McDougal
barrel
with Balone.
Yeah, that's a nice bullpen. I never had that much room.
I just remember Julian Tavares being a hard sinker ball pitcher, and we see a ton of breaking balls from him.
Oh, there's another one.
3 in a row.
Well, and like you said, when he doesn't get on top and he kind of cuts it underneath, it just kind of hangs like a frisbee, like a flying saucer, and that's not what you want to do coming in relief. You need to be throwing strikes and throwing them and locating them well. I mean, this is a tight ball game. We need to keep the score right here, and if your bullpen comes out there and starts giving up extra runs, you got no shot of winning games.
But when he was in his heyday, 04-05 with St. Louis and then on to the Red Sox, he got ground balls. That ball lined. He got that sinker up a little bit, but he throws it hard enough that guys can still be late for it. And the count's 1-1.
I mean, if you really take out that 5th inning where Bard threw the ball away and a couple runs came in, I mean, this is a closer ball game, and I just think that's a quality start. I mean, I don't believe in that whole quality 6 innings, 3 earned runs, whatever. Just keeping your team in the game, giving the Nationals a chance to win, is a good start for Stanton.
Breaking ball outside, 2-1. That'll advance the runner. Renteria to Hernandez. Third base for Rowand with 1 out. And Debbie Taylor, a lot of news around Nationals baseball today, but also an update on Jesus Flores.
Yeah, Bob, and it's more disappointing news. Jesus Flores has a stress fracture and a bone on his right shoulder. He's being shut down from his rehab assignment, and the recovery from this injury will take at least 3 months, possibly the rest of the season. The good news is that there's no surgery, and he is expected to make a full recovery. And we will be back from Nationals Park. Nats down by
In the scorebook tonight, the Nats about to employ their third pitcher. Yeah, that's a big old softball scorebook right there. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Randy wins 2 for 3 with an RBI. Ron Vallone to turn the switch hitter around to the right side. Infield in. Randy Wynn hitting only a $150 right-handed this year, 6 for 40.
I was talking about Big Papi today on the radio, and my wife texts me, "I love Big Papi. All he needs is a hug."
Well, she's from Connecticut. What do you expect her to say?
Vallone right here, coming up and in. Gets the call.
Randy Wynn hitting .310 left-handed, but from this side of the plate, next to nothing this year. And Vallone keeps that ball away from him. 0-2 quickly. One of Randy Wynn's claims to fame: he was an outstanding collegiate basketball player who shared the point guard duties at Santa Clara with Steve Nash. They upset Arizona in the NCAA tournament in '93. Lute Olson's team was the #2 seed. That one low and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I thought Nash was Canadian.
Well, he went to Santa Clara.
How did he get into an American school? How'd that happen? No kidding.
They're pretty smart up there.
He could play some hoops. He could hoop it up. What do they call them? Ballers. Baseball has to come up with some kind of expression for what they are. It's a big out right here. Got the infield drawn in. Anderson Hernandez is on the grass.
Good speed at third and Rowand. Short lead by him. Up and in, 2-2. We'll see if Vallone was setting something up there, low and away.
That'll keep you honest. Stands him up. Like you said, maybe he'll go down and away. Maybe he'll go down and in with a breaking ball.
Target is away. Got him on a fastball out there. Ron Vallone setting that 2-strike pitch up beautifully with some chin music, and that's the second out here in the 7th. That's pitching right there.
Well, and I've talked a lot to Ron. He does a lot of things that are just very simplistic. As he stood, Randy went up. Here's his delivery on the Exmo. Likes to go up. He likes to go down. He likes to keep people off balance and change their eye view. And there you see him go down and away after he just came up and in. And also a great job by Manny Acta turning him around right-handed.
But now it's a lefty-righty matchup with Benji Molina. Benji's 0 for 3 tonight. He tried the backdoor breaking ball, but it stayed outside.
Well, you had McDougal up, and McDougal's ready. Vallone got his out, and now you've got a guy that's their biggest power man with a guy on third.
And usually a ball club's not going to hit for their catcher.
Right.
But Manny stays with the lefty Vallone. Benji Molina came into this game in 23 career ball games against the Nats, hitting .402. He did some damage in that 3-game series in San Fran 3 weeks ago.
There's a telling tale. .203 average, 2 homers, 26 RBI runners in scoring position for Molina.
And Ron Vallone gets another hitter to 2 strikes. Pablo Sandoval having a chat with some of the fans down there.
I was going to say, he's over there. No worries, I'm in the middle of a ball game. Hey, you having a nice time?
Remember that walk-off homer I hit against you guys?
Yeah, keep it up.
2-2, target away. And Ron Vallone strikes out 2 right-handed batters. Manny Acta and Steve McCaddy will file that inning away for future reference. Time to stretch at National.
Potomac with a 3-3 ball game. 3rd inning, Espinoza goes 1 for 2, drives in a run, scores a run, and Hagerstown and Hickory battling Norris 2 for 4 in that game, Ray. A 3-run homer, number 12, and I believe that probably ties him for the league, does it not?
Ties him for the league, Johnny, with 12 home runs, hard-hitting catcher. Flores might have a little competition here in the next year or so.
All right, let's go back upstairs to Bob Carpenter and Rob Dibble.
Thank you for the update, gentlemen. And right back here at the big league level, it's the bottom of the 7th. Tim Lincecum's thrown 103 pitches, but has another frame in his tank, evidently, and he'll face Johnson, Zimmerman, and Dunn. 72 strikes of those 103 pitches.
Well, it's kind of hard to take out the reigning Cy Young Award winner when I feel personally there's no one better in the bullpen to take his place, and you got the meat of the order coming up. He's going to go one more inning. This would be the one.
Their only left-hander, Jeremy Affel.
Sure, if he gets into problems, it would be for Dunn.
Nick Johnson 1 for 3. Well, the Nats getting those 2 runs in the 6th inning changed everything in this game. Now you just want your guys with 3 innings to go not to all be trying to hit the ball out of the park to tie it. Way upstairs, 2-0. Yeah, so you think you're going to get a fastball on 2 balls, no strikes, huh? Straight change, Nick over the top of it. That was nasty.
2-0. This is why he's the reigning Cy Young Award winner. He drops an 82-mile-an-hour changeup in on you.
And Nick gets overpowered by that 91-mile-an-hour fastball. He hopes it gets out, and it comes back onto the field of play for Juan Uribe. Get your red on. And another reminder about the Grand Slam Flex plan that became available yesterday. You can pick 4 games and you get one free. 5 different plans to choose from. 202-675-NATS or nationals.com/Grand grand slam.
Well, Tim Lincecum twice this year has gone over 120 pitches, back against Arizona the end of April, and then his last start, 8 innings, won 122 pitches, 8 strikeouts against the Braves.
In a 4-0 win. Going to give up 5 hits. Struck out 8, walked 2. Here's Ryan Zimmerman, 2 for his last 25. Guzman, Zimmerman, and Dunn, 1 base hit tonight. The opposite field double by Adam Dunn.
Can you believe the Indians chose him in the 42nd round back in 2005?
Yeah, and before that, the Cubs had taken him in the 48th round. 2 years before that, he stayed at the University of Washington, where he was probably the most decorated pitcher in the history of that school. League Player of the Year, All-American. Zimmerman rips a base hit to left. So Ryan's on base for the 2nd time tonight. And that makes Adam Dunn the potential lead run. Will Lincecum be pitching to him? I don't think so. Here comes Bruce Bochy. He wants the left-hander. And you know what? If you're the Nats, that might be okay with you. Lincecum will go 6 1/3. The Nats get him out of there, trailing 5-4. From section 102 all the way up to the booth. Crowd of 17,331 here at Nationals Park tonight. It's the bottom of the 7th. The tying runs on base with a lefty-lefty matchup coming up, and the Giants' busiest pitcher with his 27th appearance will be 29-year-old, at least for 4 more days, Jeremy Affeldt. 20 Ks, 11 walks, opponents hitting .244 against him in 23 innings, and a great 1.96 ERA. His career earned run average is 4.55 coming into this year, but he's been in the mid-3s with Colorado and Cincinnati the last 2 years, and now even better with the Giants. Is Adam Dunn looking first pitch breaking ball here?
Well, that was a scouting report on Barry Bonds, looking first pitch breaking ball from lefties out of the pen. There it is.
There it is.
Hey, there's Tim Lincecum right after he got pulled. He's not happy. He's going up and down on Dave Righetti, the pitching coach. I like it.
You love a guy who doesn't want to come out of his game.
No. You don't have to be happy about being taken out. Never show the manager up, though. hand him the ball properly, put it in his hand.
That was not a balk. Time had been called. A move like that would be a balk. You cannot make any kind of move toward first base without throwing it over there. The time had been requested by Dunn and given by Mark Wegner, the home plate umpire.
And I think Randy Johnson's a great influence on the young man, too, because Randy's always angry when he's pitching.
Yeah. I was just thinking, if Randy Johnson came over to him, he wouldn't say, oh, it's okay. He'd say, I'd be mad, too. Let him have it.
A lot of pitches for the young man. Didn't even make it through 7 innings tonight. Threw over 100 pitches.
Nationals got 8 hits off him. Not a bad performance by the offense.
We should have the lead right now.
How many times have we said that this year?
A bunch.
Then Dunn takes a fastball, and that might be the only one he sees in this at bat.
Jeremy Affeld's always had nasty stuff going way back to Kansas City. They didn't know if he was going to be a starter, reliever. He's found his niche as a reliever. And landed here in San Francisco.
Adam Dunn on a breaking ball strikes out. That's why Bruce Bochy made the move. Their bullpen is quiet. It'll be Affeld with that great hook against right-hander Elijah Dukes.
Jeremy Affeld, 95, and then he comes back with that off the table hook right there. Very tough for Dunn to go the other way with it. Tries to pull it, pulls off, has no chance. It's not the easiest thing to do, hit off lefties like Affeld, especially when they're bringing 95.
Here's Dukes, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. A hard hit ball that went for an error, driving in a run. Elijah's last homer was May 5th against Roy Oswalt. He's hit 4 this year. Fastball, he took a big rip and slammed it off Molina's mask.
Let's hear what this sounds like.
Joe Garagiola used to say that'll knock some of your fillings loose.
Knock some sense into you, boy.
That ball gets away. And that's important because Zimmerman now could score on a single because of a wild pitch.
Bobby Owery.
Good setup guy.
Yep.
Brian Wilson has all 12 of their saves.
It's a little early for Brian Wilson. Leave the Beach Boy out there.
So Dukes can be thinking base hit here. Tie game. That ball bounces out there. What a pick by Benji Molina.
That's 95 and he just picked it. He's going, man, this guy's beating the heck out of me.
Well, he takes the foul ball off the mask, then a wild pitch, then this.
Oh,
how did he
catch that? This is a snow cone going away, backhanding it.
What you got? Stick him in that mitt?
Oh, man.
That was amazing.
Lincecum was tough enough to catch. This guy's out of control.
Another one gets through the wickets. And Zimmerman to third base. That was a curveball. And we've got a battery out there with one positive terminal and one negative terminal going
right here, right through the 5-hole. He didn't even get anything on it.
That ball hit everybody but the batter.
I'll tell you, I think Benji's going to have a few words for Affeld if something happens bad on their account after this inning.
3-1 to Dukes. Now watch. After all of this, he'll paint the corner somewhere.
Nah, Life's going to drive this fastball right back up the box. Make him pay.
He threw him a curveball and missed.
Took it out.
And he knows who's on deck, a left-hander. Willie Harris looks back and sees Austin Kearns walking out to hit for him.
Now Austin's got to shorten up right here, try to take the heat or even a breaking ball. Just all you need is a hit. 2-out hit ties the game.
Bob Howery should be ready by now. Bruce Bochy, no sign of making it to the top step. I'm sure he'd like to have Howery pitch the 8th inning and not in the 7th.
Agreed. No, that's it. Bye-bye, Jeremy.
Yeah, he's not going to wait any longer. Bob Howery will be facing Austin Kearns, who's 8 for his last 46. Great time for a bust out from that in a 1-run game. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Kearns about to hit against Bob Howery. And tomorrow night, maybe history in the offing. The Nats hope not. Randy Johnson, 4-4 this year. And he will be opposed by the kid, Jordan Zimmerman. We'll get you going at 6:30 with Johnny and Ray. And the big question is, does this kid win number 3? Or does that other guy win number 300?
Or does the 5-time Cy Young Award winner get number 300?
Ryan Zimmerman will be our Wired player on Wired Wednesday. Maybe we'll get to hear what a fastball sounds like when it passes under your chin. I hope not.
But there was one time when he was with the Expos before they traded him up to Seattle for Langston. He was just all over the place.
Oh yeah.
He threw 100. He was all over the place. And
I think I read today where he had 388 walks in his first 400 major league innings. Then he figured it out.
Well, I know he had a conversation with Nolan Ryan. He spent some time with him. But I think he just finally settled himself down and realized what he needed to do.
Here's Austin Kearns. Fastball by him.
Shorten up.
Kearns as a pinch hitter this year, 1 for 9 with 2 RBIs. Another fastball right down the middle. 0-2. Pretty good matchup for this hitter against this pitcher. But I wonder how many of those times the count was no balls, 2 strikes. He jammed him with a fastball. This could be interesting. Kearns out on a close play at first. Well played by Juan Uribe. And that's how close the Nats came to tying the game. Sandoval, the former third baseman, on the receiving end, and Uribe played it perfectly. Ever so close to tying the game right there. 2 innings to go, and time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. Things started happening early tonight. Aaron Rowan, first batter of the game. Josh Bart in the second tied it. Zimmerman, as usual, defense. Dancing with the Stars by Hernandez at first. Bad defense by Uribe and Guzman and Renteria. Tim Lincecum could be the winner. He gives up only 2 runs in 6 1/3. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Top of the 8th, Austin Kearns takes over in right, and that moves Elijah Dukes to center. Pablo Sandoval leads off against Ron Vallone. Low and away.
All right, we talked about Randy Johnson meeting with Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan, all he did really, besides tell him a few little things, said to change his delivery from landing on his heel to landing on the front of his foot.
That ball hammered to left center. Dunn and Dukes after it, and Adam is there 370 feet away.
So can you imagine the Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan just saying, listen, instead of landing on the heel of your foot, land on the front of your foot so that you're more directly in line with home plate.
And in typical Nolan Ryan fashion, he said, I really didn't do that much. He did it on his own. But
just
that was a guy that Randy Johnson would listen to.
Right.
3 in a row for Ron Vallone. Faces Fred Lewis. How about Ron Vallone getting all these right-handers out? 2 on strikes and then a fly ball, and now a strike to the left-hander Fred Lewis.
Well, being the quality guy that he is and the veteran that he is, Ronnie's not happy about this losing, so he's taking it upon himself right here to just close the door.
Zimmerman with a backhand on a big hop, long throw, out at first, and that's a Fred Lewis betting left-hander who can fly down that line.
Well, he's not as fast as 3G. Have a seat. There's a great play right here by a great third baseman going towards the line. He's got to stop, step and throw. Makes a great strong throw, and the very nicely tall Nick Johnson makes an easy grab.
Yeah, that's one of those calls where the umpire might have made it on sound. The ball hitting the mitt and then the foot hitting the bag a split second later. Bases empty, 2 outs. Juan Uribe has hurt the Nats tonight with 2 hits, a run, an RBI, and a very good glove play on Austin Kearns a moment ago.
Yeah, that bare hand play by Uribe really hurt.
Malone tailing that ball away.
They're getting some bad swings on Ron tonight. I don't know what they think he's going to throw, but they're so far behind 90 miles an hour. Looks like he's throwing 100 tonight.
Up the middle. Hernandez to his right. The Nats are flashing some gloves and some arms in the top of the 8th inning. Bard, Hernandez, and the pitcher spot coming up. Baseball on Masson, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. And by Aflac. We've got you under our wing. Beautiful view right up to our Capitol Dome on a beautiful Tuesday evening. Game summary, Aaron Rowand. He's loving life in that leadoff spot. Josh Bard, first homer as a Nat. Anderson Hernandez running wild tonight. 2 hits, 2 steals, a run, and RBI. He bats after Bard here against Bob Howry, bottom of the 8th underway. Bard with the base hit in the 6th, so he's 2 for 3. Getting his batting average off the interstate, he's up to 204.
Well, with Jesus Flores going down probably for the rest of the season, the Nationals don't go out and get a catcher. It's going to be Bard and Nieves. They'll be fighting for the starting position. I think it's difficult to go back and forth all the time and platoon the catcher.
Bard a switch hitter. Nieves, of course, right-handed. Off-speed pitch, 2-1. What's the ratio these days, Rob? How many games out of every 4 or 5 do you want your regular catcher out there?
Probably 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I mean, just so you know, and sometimes there's maybe 2 games a week that Nieves or Bard, whoever you're going to have as the frontline guy, just because you want them comfortable with the starting rotation. These guys are so young. I think it's more difficult if you keep changing up the catchers and how they call particular games, things like that.
Well, this is a game of rhythm, isn't it?
Yeah, and stability. You need some stability for these young kids right now. If you want to develop them properly, and I'm sure Steve McCatty's going to say the same thing, you want them to be secure. Like, you know, if they were thrown to a guy like Benji Molina, it'd be perfect. But he's on the Giants, so you got to try to work it now with Josh Bard or Nieves.
And Josh Bard is 3 for 4 tonight.
Very nice.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys like Willingham. The more at bats he gets, the more he's going to come alive.
Right, and the more confident he gets up there at the plate. And this guy can hit, and that's one of his strengths. Right there, fastball, boom, right back where it came from, right back at Bobby Howry.
You know, Josh Bard's always been considered a very good offensive catcher. His career average in 7 years with Cleveland, Boston, and San Diego, 265 coming in. This is interesting. They will swap catchers here, and Will Nieves, the other catcher, will run for Josh Bard. Hey, you know, why not? This is a team fighting for wins. Get every set of legs out there you can that's going to get you 90 feet. Manny will worry about who's going to catch if something happens to Nieves later.
You know what? Willingham's still sitting on the bench. I don't know, get another pitcher in there to catch. It doesn't matter. When you're trying to win a ball game, you got to just throw guys out there. Give you the best chance to win.
Anderson Hernandez with a base hit. And he's 3 for 4. So the Nationals' number 7 and 8 hitters are 6 out of 8 tonight. And now you've got Willingham coming in.
But with great approaches at the plate, Bob. I mean, he's cutting down on the swing. He's just going the other way with the pitches. And that's the kind of stuff that wins you ball games.
Pardon me, it's Alberto Gonzalez coming into pinch hit.
Here's just a fastball away. Doesn't try to do too much. Bang. Luis Castillo's done enough to that from the New York Mets to us.
You know,
it's just perfect.
And you're thinking, Rob, you're home here. You got a bunt. This is why Manny did not run Gonzalez for Bard. He wanted him available in the number 9 spot to lay down a bunt if there were 2 men on, because you're not going to use a Willingham to do that.
Well, you got 2 kind of chunky corner infielders here with Sandoval and Uribe. And to me, if Sandoval's coming in, you can maybe slap the ball by him. So even a slug bunt right here, but you got to move the runners up, get him into scoring position, and Gonzalez, I think, is our best bunter.
And I would offer to you that this situation is available because of what Ron Vallone just did for 5 batters.
Absolutely.
He retired 5 guys in a row for the last 2 outs in the 7th and then a complete 8th inning.
It's going to take a total team effort, Bob, to dig us out of the hole that this organization's in right now. But they're definitely capable of doing it. Got to stop giving the opposition extra outs, which happened earlier in the ball game. And right here, make them pay.
Giants are doing all kind of discussing of their infield here.
Well, that was
could have a wheel play on.
Well, that was to try to see if Alberto would square early, and that would give them an idea of what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
They may even step off again right here to see if he'll square up.
You'd love to see him bunt the ball right at Uribe, the third baseman. With that in mind, and he bunts it foul, Renteria first showed the wheel play where he would go with the runner toward third base, but then he stayed home at second.
Like I said, though, if they do some kind of shift like that and Alberto sees it early enough, smack the ball through the infield. It's a little different, an everyday player, than a pitcher handling this situation right here. He can pull back a bunt and then smack it through the infield.
Fundamental baseball will get you 2 runners in scoring position right here. Now Renteria is going to third, and that's not good. Gonzalez trying to bunt a ball that was very high.
Well, and you got to give yourself up on the sacrifice. You got to stand there, make sure you get the bunt down before you run out of the box. Right here, he's trying to bunt almost for a base hit. See him trying to get out of the box. You just got to stand there and lay the bunt down.
But I think when you're trying to bunt and you see a pitch up there, you've got to let that go. That's a pop-up bunt waiting to happen. So now the count's 0-2. Now Bob Howery could bury one in the dirt and make him stab and miss. Is he still bunting? No. And he does take the hard-breaking ball down and away. How often you see a guy fail to get a couple of bunts down, then he jacks a line drive and drives in people.
That was Encarnacion a couple of years ago in Cincinnati. He couldn't get the bunt down, and then he hit a game-winning home run.
So it's good speed out there. Nieves at second, Hernandez at first. Up the middle. That ball is through. Nieves scores. Third base for Hernandez. And how about that? Gonzalez fails twice to bunt, and he ties the game with a base hit. Maniacta had enough faith in him to put the ball in play somewhere. Had him swinging away, and the Nationals now could take the lead.
Well, that's a great word, Bob. Faith. Keep the faith right here. Things can change. Bruce Bochy's going to go get Howry.
Bob Howry faces 4 hitters and retires only 1, giving up 3 singles. And the Nationals now have put themselves into an ideal position to take the lead in this game. Bottom of the 8th, 1st and 3rd, nobody out in a 5-5 game. Nats Extra will be how the Nats were able to attack Tim Lincecum and get 8 base hits off him. Craig Stammen, his outing went 6 innings, good pitch count, but 1 rough inning. And a preview of tomorrow, and Randy Johnson, his quest for number 300. I would imagine we'll have a lot of national media in the ballpark tomorrow night, but some business to take care of for the Nats. They don't care about tomorrow. They care about this at bat right now with Christian Guzman against Merkin Valdez. They got him in a 3-player deal way back in '02 when Russ Ortiz went from San Francisco to Atlanta. Guzman is slumping big time. 0 for 3 tonight, 7 for his last 45. The infield is in, and all you need Christian Guzman to do is get one out of the infield somewhere. Low and away. Valdez, 16th appearance, another Giants reliever with a good ERA of 2.76. He's 27, big kid, 6'5", 232. Low. Trying to get Guzman to pound the ball into the ground. But now he'll have to throw him a strike. Eleven base hits by Washington tonight. Those 11 hits, the most since the Nationals last won a baseball game.
Runners on the corners, no outs. Two-one pitch.
That's a high strike given by Mark Wegner. I thought for a moment on that 2-1 pitch, Manny might start. Gonzalez off first.
2-1, smaller kind of guy. Didn't have to be a strike right there.
So Guzman knows now, if there's a ball up there, he better be swinging, and that could get him the fly ball the Nats need. Keep your eye on Gonzalez at first. 2-2. Bouncer. That's a base hit. Hernandez scores. Gonzalez stops at second. The Nationals lead 6-5, and the merry-go-round of base hits continues. Four consecutive singles here in the 8th inning, and still nobody out. Infield drawn in. Rob, it makes those hit angles just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but you know what? You know that Valdez supplies the power with that hard heat. He just smacked the ball. Nice short, choppy swing, and it shot through the infield. Guy throws that hard. You don't have to try to do too much.
Nick Johnson takes a strike. Nick's 1 for 4 tonight. And I've heard ball players say this is where you want to get greedy. Keep the hits on coming. Justin Miller keeps throwing for the Giants as the Nats try to build a big inning here. It's already a crooked number on the board that's given them a lead. Benji Molina will not have to stretch before the ball game tomorrow. Ryan Zimmerman base hit last time.
Joe Oliver used to always tell me too, when I threw pitches like that, it hurt his shoulders because he had to reach up and try to grab that thing as it's going by him. He took something off that one.
If you haven't thought about coming down to the ballpark tomorrow night to watch the Nats take on Randy Johnson, why not? You can stop by the box office here at the ballpark. Go online, reserve your tickets, print them out, or call 888-632-NATS. Randy Johnson goes for number 300 tomorrow night.
Remember the reliever the Giants just have, Felix Rodriguez?
Yes.
Yeah, he was a former catcher they made into a pitcher through 100. This guy reminds me of him. A little bit bigger, though. Thicker. When I saw Ryan Drees in Philadelphia, he said that he plays up in the same league with like Felix Rodriguez and a bunch of other players in that independent league. Was it the New Jersey Bears, the Newark Bears?
Is that where Brian Lawrence is pitching as well?
Brian Lawrence has been pitching very well up there. Just a bunch of players are up there. Preston Wilson is up there.
Wow. Two and two to Nick. Good rip. Nick Johnson was thinking left field there. Nationals don't have too many victories this season when they've been trailing after 7. I don't think they have any when trailing after 8, and they could take care of part of that here tonight. Still nobody out. Nick takes strike 3. Not what the Nats wanted. They wanted at least that lead runner to be advanced on that out. And here's Zimmerman.
Well, Nick's job right here is to try to move the runners up. No outs, first and second. You want to try to hit the ball to the right side, at least get the runner on second, third. And he gets frozen by an inside 95-mile-an-hour heater. Couldn't pull the trigger.
Ryan Zimmerman, a walk, and he's 1 for 3 now.
Well, you rebase back, and if Gonzalez can get a good jump on this guy, maybe steal third.
Right-handed batter to contend with for Molina. And the hitter doesn't have to do anything to get out of his way.
No. And then if Zim can hit a fly ball off this kid's 95, you get another run. Another run would be huge. You need that insurance.
Right in there. 98.
Oh, he's bringing some cheese at the knees. You're not going to pull the trigger too often on that. Well, he's blowing bubbles. He's just having some fun out there. Come on, Zim.
I don't know what they put in this kid's elbow when they reconstructed it back in 07, but he's really throwing hard.
Oh, yeah, and he's 1-2-7 to the plate on that last pitch. That was about, what, 98? So he made up a lot on the pitch.
10 strikeouts, but 7 walks in 16 2/3.
And sometimes with Uribe having to run and cover and Molina's throwing the ball down, maybe he'll throw it away. Maybe he'll give us a run.
2-1 to Zimmerman. Tardy, 97.
Here's Merkin's delivery right here. You see that back leg. He's got some strong legs. He pushes off the rubber, brings that foot towards home plate. Wham! Look, he throws his shirt out of whack.
Yeah, he's got to tuck it in after.
Definitely a reliever. Oop, let me put my belly back in here.
And he really didn't tuck it back in.
No, but
that's
he likes
like,
it loose.
Yeah, that's about what Levon Hernandez jersey looks like.
Come on, we're relievers. We're sloppy, flaky.
I've seen your half of the booth.
My half of the booth is kind of askew right now.
It's better than usual tonight. 2-2 to Zim. Fastball up. He got a slice at it.
Well, he doesn't want to be up here to Zim. Our hitters can hit 98 up there.
Big man waiting.
Strong like bull.
They're playing Zimmerman way up the middle with a double play defense out there. 2-2 the count with 1 out and 2 runners aboard. Did he go? No, says Tim Timmons.
I don't even need the replay. He held up.
This will be interesting now because the count's gone to 3-2. Would Manny start the runners with 1 out?
Check it. Nah, he held up. Look at this from the side.
That call could have gone either way.
But it went our way.
A couple little things have tonight.
We need that.
Let's see what Manny does with the runners here, if anything. This is a strikeout pitcher. They're holding. Zimmerman drives it right center. That ball's on the scoreboard. Scoring is Gonzalez. Here comes Guzman. 8-5 Nationals. Ryan Zimmerman's first RBIs in a while.
Sweet.
And the Nationals have a 4-run inning.
Ryan Zimmerman gets the high cheese. Bam! He slams that into right center field. And Guzman is going to run all day and score from first. Alberto is coming around to score.
That's a great hitting approach by Ryan Zimmerman against an overpowering pitcher. He's 2 for 4 tonight. RBIs number 36 and 7.
And that's a good sign. This guy's no picnic to hit off of.
Of course, because it's a double, now they won't pitch to Doug.
That's fine. We got another good fastball hitter.
By the way, 3 of those runs charged to Bob Howry. Ryan Zimmerman had been stuck on 35 RBIs since last Monday when he drew a walk with the bases loaded in New York. So Elijah Dukes will be the 8th National to bat in the inning. Keep in mind, still only 1 out. Here comes Bruce Bochy. The Nats seeing a parade of Giants pitchers here in the 8th inning, and a big 4 spot on the board right now. They put 8 runs on the board, and the last 10 games against the Giants have been brutal. The only win came on getaway day in San Francisco on a Wednesday afternoon 3 weeks ago. The Giants came in here, beat the Nats 4 in a row last year, swept all 7 games, but this might be a different story. 31-year-old right-hander Justin Miller, former Toronto Blue Jay and Florida Marlin. 46 games for Florida last year. And for the Giants, his 20th appearance. Matched up with Elijah Dukes.
Well, the Giants were pretty confident. They're 20-3 when they score first in a ball game. So it'd be nice to smack them down after that. He'd be 20-4, buddy. Come on, Elijah.
Dukes hits one a long way to center field. That ball is up against the wall. Zimmerman scores. Dunn stops at third. It's 9-5. And Elijah Dukes now, with his injury in between, has 12 RBIs in his last 14 games. He hit that ball a mile.
Elijah gets a ball right there, a hanging breaking ball. He just gets all of it right over Rowan's head to the deepest part of the park. Zimmerman scores easily, and Dunn gets held up at third with 1 out.
Elijah Dukes, 25th RBI of the year. Here's Austin Kearns, who made the last out in the 7th, and he's the 9th Nat here in the 8th. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, infield in. The kind of inning we've been waiting for. And waiting for. And you can fill in the rest. Funny thing is, the man on deck, Will Nieves, came into this game as a pinch runner. He's about to bat. He ran for Bard, who got all this started with a leadoff single. Joe Hanrahan for the 9th. He'll be up by at least 4.
There's a lot of season left to inflict a lot of payback pain.
And now they'll go ahead and walk Kearns and load the bases.
And you hit the nail on the head before, too, when you said Ron Ballone's 5 outs. Yep. It's the defining moment in this game.
Third base Adam Dunn, who was intentionally walked. Elijah Dukes doubled in a run, and they walked Kearns. The Nats bat around now, and it's Wilnie Avis who came in to pinch run. I'm not sure that I've ever seen a hitter or a player come in and pinch run and then get to bat in the same inning. Now Will's got to get himself under control here. He gets really frisky.
Yeah, he's as giddy as we are. He's got to calm down. Take a little deep breath. Try to hit the ball to right field or in the air deep.
Colomé joining Hanrahan. I think Joel Hanrahan may need to go out for the 9th inning no matter what the score is and just pretend it's a save.
Yeah, get him some work possibly. Don't throw too much. This inning could still last a while. Sure, he's loose.
2-1 to Nieves. Bases loaded. Good take. And it goes to 3-1. He's got to get something right over the plate here.
Well, last pitch here, 2-1. Throws a two-seam fastball away, trying to get it to tail back over the plate. Didn't happen. Outside the pitch track.
The Nationals have 3 hits already from this spot in the lineup. Wilnie Avis with a fly ball to right. Backing up Randy Wynn, and he catches it right in front of the bullpen. A run scores, and that's where Wilnie Avis hit his only career home run last year, and he almost did it again. Now the Nats lead 10-5. Ball had some carry on it. So the Nats have touched up 2 different relievers for 3 runs apiece here. The 11th man to bat in the inning is Anderson Hernandez, who's been a real 8th spot spark plug tonight. Breaking ball, Molina goes sliding. And of course, Alberto Gonzalez was a pinch hitter. He's on deck. He could bat twice. Mark Wegner given the high strike at this stage of the game. One and 2 to Anderson Hernandez. Now batting .288. Right off his hands. Over to third base for Uribe. 6 runs, 6 hits, and the Nats have taken control 10-5 into the 9th.
Now, Nats closer Joel Hanrahan had Steve McCatty as the pitching coach back in 2007, and he told me today that he likes what the former Oakland A's pitcher brings to the game.
He was obviously a great pitcher himself, and you know, I really enjoyed my time with him in 07. And you know, he's positive. He doesn't like to overanalyze everything, and you know, he's going to say go out there and if you're going to get beat with your best stuff. But don't go out there and throw a 3-2 curveball if you don't throw a curveball. You know, so he's going to go out there, and you know, I think he's going to be all right.
Joel also said a fresh face may be helpful to this team, and he said that McCatty is definitely going to be a lot of fun.
We have heard that Steve McCatty is quick with a joke, quick with a story. Will Nieves will catch after a busy 8th inning as an offensive player. And the first batter for the Giants is Emmanuel Burris, strike one from Joel Hanrahan. Go ahead and treat this like you're up by 1 run, Rob.
I agree. Just keep pounding it in there. Throw strikes.
Hanrahan throws him a fastball.
But it's also an approach. You know, I didn't like the approach. This has nothing to do with Randy St. Clair, because once he lets those guys go out there, it's up to them. And you got to get beat with your best stuff. It was like Ryan Howard and Chiron Martis.
Those were not his best pitches.
No. So, I mean, you know, take a chance, make them beat you, but get beat with your best stuff.
Hanrahan deflects, and that'll make it a base hit. If that ball gets by him, Hernandez probably gets it. So Burris is aboard. And the pinch hitter will be Nate Scherholtz in the number 9 spot.
Well, sometimes it's hard to let balls go, and right there it hits off his glove, which probably would have gone right to Anderson. So it's okay. It's hard not to react to something that's hit back at you.
Yep.
Your first reaction is to try to catch it.
Scherholtz, 25-year-old outfielder, drafted in the 2nd round by the Giants 6 years ago. And as a pinch hitter, he's been pretty good. 6 for 16. This could be a 1-pitch out. Zimmerman waves everybody away. 1 out. I'm not sure what Ray Knight will do with himself next during this Verizon Fios Nats Extra. So much to talk about. And they'll go ahead and give the runner second base. On ball 1 to Aaron Rowand, who almost exactly 3 hours ago homered to start this game for the Giants. Since then, he's walked, scored, and doubled. He'll get around late on Joel's fastball.
And for some people who are not happy with the move, just wanted to say that not just this year has this team not pitched well, but last year they were ranked 14th, the year before 10th, the year before that dead last again in 06 at 16th. So, you know, the approaches to these games needed to be changed.
The one good season the Nats had was in 05.
Where they were even, 81-81. They finished 4th in pitching.
But they were 19 games over 500 halfway through the season. Then they were 19 under the second half. So you could make an argument that the Nats haven't been that great since July of 05. There's a fastball up. Now, in 05, the pitching for the most part was a pretty good story all year long. That ball club had a hard time scoring runs.
And I'm not putting all this on Randy St. Clair also. I mean, they just haven't had the talent. And now they do have a lot of talented guys.
Aaron Rowand on a base hit will drive in a run. Inside out swing. He took it to right center, and now it's 10-6. Aaron Rowand 3 for 4 tonight. 2 RBIs, on base 4 times.
Well, now you're in a situation for Joel Hanrahan where you need to roll a double play right here, because now you got the 2, 3, 4 guys in the lineup coming up. You don't want to mess around with them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that the Giants are worst in the league in hitting. Those are guys that are in that spot in the major leagues for a reason.
Well, they're all veterans, too.
Renteria pops it up.
Nice.
Zimmerman comes in to take charge. 2 outs.
And if you watched on the play, Joel Hanrahan did exactly what a pitcher is supposed to do, get out of the way. He was running towards third base to cover third, but you get out of Zimmerman's way. Right here, jam shot, 95. It's too much for Renteria. He even falls down. And then you see Joel Hanrahan get out of the way, let Zimmerman do his job.
Crowd pretty happy right now. Most of them on their feet. It's Randy Wynn and Joel Hanrahan with 2 outs in the ninth. And that's a fastball at the letters. You know who deserves a win? These fans. Not always easy to come out to the ballpark after an 0-6 road trip and a 2-9 homestand and be excited about what you're seeing. And the ones that came out tonight, 17,000 plus, have been richly rewarded. And a 1-1 to win. That ball's down the right field line. Coming around third is Aaron Rowand. His coach, Tim Flannery, will hold him there. It's second and third, 2 outs.
Well, I think Tim Flannery's thinking like the rest of us. That Aaron Rowand run, yes, it's nice to get it, but with 2 outs, you don't want to risk it. It's kind of meaningless. They still need 4 to tie.
Hanrahan's given up 3 hits of the 5 batters he's faced, and now it's Benji Molina. Molina 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Late for the fastball. And sometimes Joel will overthrow that heater. 95 in the dirt. There's a pop-up. There's Hernandez. There's a catch. And there's a very important 10-6 win for the Nationals. And they are undefeated in the month of June, he said, tongue-in-cheek. Out hitting the Giants 14-11, getting a good come-from-behind win. We're back with more from a happy Nationals Park in just a moment.